Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RDA. This is your Manchester United versus Newcastle match preview, in which the Reds and the lads are back after a week's break. I enjoyed my week break. I did enjoy my week break. I felt like it was needed. It was needed personally. I feel more energized now, which is a good thing, and I hope some of these players are re-energized. Um, Sabitzer potentially had an injury. Rashford has probably picked up a small injury. I don't know if they'll be ready to play Newcastle on Sunday, but touch wood, they're good to go. I think certain players have got a good amount of rest. I think Martial has been in training. I think Luke Shaw has gotten a contract now, which I don't want to really discuss, but I will. Let me just briefly mention it. I like Luke Shaw as a player. Don't get me wrong, but I think with potential new owners, there's not really too many players I can see there in that United team that's not replaceable. For me, don't replace Martinez, don't replace Varane, Casemiro. But by those three, I couldn't be asked. I think you could improve everywhere in the United team. And the fact that Ten Hag didn't know about Luke Shaw's contract signing is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It just shows the state of the club. I mean, if Ten Hag didn't even know he signed the contract, that means Ten Hag probably had no say. Like, who thought it was a good idea to ask the manager, would you want Luke Shaw as part of your plans for the future? He might have said yes. He probably would have said yes. But I'm just saying, imagine he said no. Imagine he said no. Now he's stuck with a player he didn't want and he had no say over it. So yeah, lots of things have been happening over the course of the lack of United. But United news always comes thick and fast. But yeah, that's pretty much just a recap in general while United has been out of action. But we do have a game to talk about. And let's get straight into it because we are playing Newcastle away. And I tell you what, this is a big game in terms of a top four battle. I never want that to be our goal ever, but it is what it is, the reality of the situation. And if Newcastle somehow manage to win this game against United, they are on equal points with a better goal difference and they'll take the spot. And the significance of Newcastle getting top four is massive. They've got the dream ticket, they've got the dream owners. All of a sudden, if you can get Champions League football at your club, you can attract a higher quality of player. You really can. You go pretty much to anyone, you're like, listen, we're building a team like this. We've shown you that we can make Champions League. We want you to be a part of this project. Come and join Newcastle. Wages won't be a problem. Fee won't be a problem. And that's the fear. That is the fear. Because I would like United to be in that spot, with new ownership, with the mentality of let's dominate everything we can in football and make this the greatest club in world football. Obviously, United already got the name, they've got the history and stuff like that. They're in a better position currently. But we want to delay Newcastle as much as possible, and we need to help ourselves, not just because of us delaying Newcastle, but for us to actually get Champions League, because that's what we need for United. So yeah, Newcastle somehow managed to win in this game. Not somehow. I say that sounds disrespect. If Newcastle do manage to win this game, that's very good for them. It's very good for them. Tottenham, we do have games in against Tottenham, but I'd rather have points on the board than games in hand. So that is what it is. And yeah, I think it's vital. I want to see a very energized United. I think lately our form has been okay, but the performances just like overall and player performances have dropped. Whether it's fatigue, whether it's, I don't know, injuries here and here, slight niggles here and here, something needs to change. I want to see us fresh. And I don't know how much of a break certain players played during the international break, but some of them did have a break. Some of them did manage to have a break. Martial has been injured for who knows how long. I think he's training now, so that's a good thing. I think certain players didn't even play on the international break, so they should come back and feel a bit better. I remember seeing a thread on United players who have had a break since the international break as well, before the Newcastle game, and there's quite a handful of them, and I think some of them were first team players. I can't remember top of my head who those players were exactly, but I do believe Rashford and Sabitzer were included in that because technically they injured and they didn't play against in the international duties, so they would have been sent back to United, maybe training. Who knows? Who knows how serious of an injury they are? I doubt they'd fake it. I mean, it's a big pride to these players to play for the national teams, so I doubt they would have faked it or anything. But yeah, it's in a sense, it's somewhat better for United that they didn't go on off the international treaty. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a tough game itself. I think Newcastle are very hard to break down. Their defensive record is probably one of the best in the league. Let me just check here. Goals conceded. Newcastle have only conceded 19 goals in 26 games. Is that the best defensive record in the league. It is indeed. It is indeed the best defensive record in the league. So we're playing the best defensive record team in the league, and it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. We need Rashford to be on it. I would ask Vegas to be on it, but he's never going to be on it. Like, even if Vegas is on it, it's long, it's late. Our right winger, whether it's Anthony Sancho, whoever it is, they need to turn it up. But overall, we need a good performance. I don't see this being a goal fest. I see this being very tight. KG Newcastle might just look to sit, make sure their defense is on lockdown, try and hit us on the counter, snatch a goal or two here to win the game. And I think United might have a lot of the ball possession finally. I mean, Ten Hag would always want that, but they might have a lot of possession today, and it's up to us, I think, to break down Newcastle. Maybe Newcastle play a little bit more technically because they're at home, but I think looking at them throughout the whole season, they are going to sit quite deep, and they are going to make sure defense is their priority, because that's what they've been doing this whole season. And fair play to Newcastle, it's been working. It has been working. But you look at the two teams' forms, and they're not great. Honestly, they're not great. Newcastle in the last 5 league games have only got 2 wins, two losses, and 1 draw. United really none the better. Also, as well, 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. So it's a 50-50 in terms of the form, to be honest with you. We did play them in the Carabao Cup final. We did beat them quite convincingly. I did feel we were the better team for sure. And let's just make sure we do that again. I think let us dominate the possession. Let us hopefully create the good enough chance. Let us score the 1, 2, 3 goals. Maybe 3 might be pushing. I don't think it's going to be a high goal scoring match. But I think you can score 2 goals against Newcastle. I don't really see Newcastle scoring more than that. So I think that is what it takes to probably win this game. You probably have to score 2 goals. You probably have to be on point and on all hands on deck with defense at the back. And I think, with Varane, Martinez, I'm sure the right back is a question. We should have that in the bag. And just the way United have been defensively. Obviously, the big miss is Casemiro. There is no Casemiro for this game, which is a big loss. And I only really remember that now when I've been doing and speaking to you lads about this game. That is a big concern, actually, because United's win percentage without Casemiro is not good. It's not good. So, it's an issue. It is an issue. It's a real serious issue because you don't really have anyone to play there. Yeah, Fred is okay on his day as well. He's always just okay. He's not Casemiro. Sabitzer is not Casemiro. Nobody is Casemiro in this team. So, yeah, we might struggle. Honestly, United might just win it 1-0 at best. At best, I think that might be it. So let's see how it goes. How we're going to deal with that situation. How is Ten Hag going to deal with the lack of Casemiro in the team? It's going to be very interesting. And speaking of the team, well, obviously De Gea plays. Right back is interesting. We might have to make sure we are a little bit more defensively assured. So maybe Wan-Bissaka plays. I think it's a coin flip between them at the moment for Ten Hag. So maybe Wan-Bissaka. We get Varane, Martinez, Luke Shaw. No, now let's do it. It's late. It did get a bit later. Maybe you drop Bruno. Maybe you do drop Bruno a little bit deeper. Not CDM, but drop him a little bit deeper. I think Ten Hag has been trying to do that a little bit, especially in recent games. So maybe you get Bruno a little bit deeper. You probably play Fred or McTominay, one of them. And you probably might play Sancho in the 10. You might play Sancho in the 10. Rashford on the left if he's fit and available. Vegas down the middle. Not sure about Martial as well. And Anthony on the right. And I think that would be our team against Newcastle. And I can't lie. Defense, it's okay. Midfield is very weak. Offense is also pretty weak. Because you take out Rashford's form in consideration. Let's say Rashford doesn't have a good game. You look at Vegas for goals. Look at Anthony for goals. Long day at the office. Long day at the office, So, yeah, I'm gonna hope United win this game 1-0. I'm gonna hope. But this could very much be a game where United slip up and it is a draw or Newcastle can win it. That very much is a reality, and I think that Casemiro miss is gonna be absolutely vital to United's performances and results over the course of the next few games. So let's just see what happens. Touch wood, United get a win. I'm happy that United are back, and let's hope they don't ruin our weekends from the get-go. How about let's just start off with a win, lads, after the international break. That would be nice. But yeah, as always, do smash a like on the video. Do subscribe if you are new, and I shall see you all very soon. Goodbye.